So, was Angry Joe wrong? You goddamn right he was. This is mine and Dark Knight's review of Bumblebee. Enjoy. What's going on, you guys? I'm as always Mr. Grimmer. I'm Mr. Grimmer 512 with Dark Knight 987, and welcome everybody to the channel. Today, me and Dark Knight 987 are going to give you guys our review for Bumblebee. Now, this film was directed by Travis Knight. It stars Haley Steinfeld, John C. Reilly, Jorge Lindenberg Jr., Joan Ortiz, Jason Drucker, and Pamela Adlon. And this film is basically the sixth installment of the Transformers film series, and it's a prequel to the 2007 Michael Bay film of Transformers. Fair warning: before we get into the review, there is going to be spoilers. There will be spoilers in this. Me and Dark Knight 987 saw the film, and we're going to talk about it here. So, of course, there is some stuff that happens in this movie. Okay, so let's talk about the beginning of the movie. Okay, so the beginning, so the film starts where the Autobots are going against the Decepticons on Cybertron. We get a chance to see what Cybertron looks like, and I have to say, that beginning scene, the beginning scene, I loved it so freaking much because it reminded me of the old of the cartoon series from the 80s, and there was a couple of things that I loved in this movie, quite a bit actually. I love that. I love what they did with the Autobots. I love what they did with. I love how they put together everything in the movie. I also love that they gave that instead of seeing smoke and mirrors and all this other stuff in the Michael Bay movies that we saw in the Michael Bay movies, we get to literally see a fight break out. We get to literally see what is going on. We get to literally see what is happening, and all this other stuff. And what did you think, man, of the very first of the opening credits for Bumblebee?
Well, I've seen the film. I gotta tell you, it blew me away. I can tell you that. Because you see the Autobots just doing what they do best. That's battling on that. Oh my God, dude! I tell you what, and I remember Reaper there, like him. It also brought back memories for me because of the original cartoon, just how it played out. So
yeah,
Optimus Prime in action, just excuse me, guys, just practically blew me away. And that's what I liked about that. That's really cool. What a way to open a movie is is that way. By that route. So yeah, I like that. I like that for myself.
Not to mention the fact that I love sound. We get a chance. These are G1 Transformers. The G1 Transformers from the original, from the 1988 cartoon series. Well, the 1987 cartoon series. And it was freaking awesome, man. Like, seeing Shockwave, Soundwave, and Starscream, seeing them in this movie. Um, there was a couple of other things that we saw. There was a couple of other things that we saw that I love what they did with the villains in the movie. The two Decepticons that were trying to that were running out that were going after Bumblebee, Shatter and Dropkick. Uh, I don't know if they're original characters for the movie or if we've seen them before. Have you ever seen them before, dude?
Um, not sure. I mean,
Yeah, because I don't know if we've ever seen them before in the Transformers cartoon series or they're probably made for the movie. I don't know, probably, but I love uh I love the dynamic that they put together with this with Shatter and Dropkick. They're the most they're the most terrifying villains you've ever seen in your life. But okay, so the movie starts out with John Cena. John Cena and his I guess his teammates or something. I guess they're doing like some sort of like a training or
yeah,
whatever
training in the
something.
field. They're using paint guns or something, just like training, I guess, something like that.
Yeah, and when we meet John Cena's character, he's an asshole. He
Yeah,
shot his friend with a paintball gun, and that just proves that he's just a prick. You know what I mean? Uh, but so Bumblebee, um, he has to he. There was a couple of things that made me mad about the movie though. Like the fact that John Cena's character gets saved. He gets saved by Bumblebee after Blitzwing comes in and kills half of John Cena's teammates. All of his teammates almost tries to kill Cena's character too. But if it wasn't for Bumblebee told him to run. You know what I mean? But if it wasn't for Bumblebee, the dude wouldn't be alive. And then the fact of the matter is that they're gonna trust unknowingly they're gonna trust Shatter and Dropkick, uh these two fucking Decepticons and stuff like that, and it didn't make sense. You know what I mean? But what did you think about that, man?
yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah. Like I said, the bag, Bumblebee saved them, and yet, I mean, come on. I mean, that's what he was. He did his job by saving them and stuff like that, and that happened to me. Come on, real.
Yeah, so what ended up happening, so so it goes to maybe a couple of years later. Um maybe a couple months later, I think actually. We meet a girl by the name of Charlie. Now played by Haley Steinfeld. Um we find out that she's still reeling from the death of her father.
That's right.
She's resenting her mother for remarrying,
Yeah.
which
Like,
I don't, which um, which this is what goes back to our review for Halloween. This goes back to our review for Halloween. Her mother is wanting her to. Uh, Everyone's playing pretend. You know what I mean? Just like the mother and the daughter from Halloween was. Everybody in the house, the mother, the stepfather, and the son, the little brother, are just they're doing this exactly the same thing as the mother and daughter did in the 2018 Halloween. And Charlie can't get over the fact that her father passed away.
That's right.
You know what I mean? She can't get over it at all. And they want her to forget. They want her to forget about it. They want her to move on. You know what I mean? And she can't. You know what I mean? And
No.
but what did you think about that? Like, what's your mindset on that?
See, so she's your average teenager.
Yeah.
Has a job and whatnot. But yeah, like you said before, she is getting over it as her father. Now, normally when you lose your father, it takes you a long time to cope with it, to the fact that he's gone.
Yeah.
But and then your mother or father, for instance, it doesn't make it works both ways. If they were to find someone else and remarry, it's still not the same. But I get her resentment. I mean, if I were in her shoes, yeah, I would say, you know what, I'm not ready yet for this. I can't. I'm still not coping with my real biological father's death. So that is that. And then of course having a pain in the brat little brother to boot, and
Yeah.
So yeah, she's just here. So yeah, she's just going through a lot, right? With her dad dying and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So it takes a while to cope.
Yeah, there's a scene in this movie that made me mad as well, where this other girl, this blonde chick, who's been messing with her since
bully,
this bully that she had in the movie, is wanting her. All these people, they go this other guy, I forget what his name is. We'll get to him later, and Bumblebee go to this, I guess, like this party or something like that that's going on the beach or whatever. And they want her to. They're telling her, they're trying to pressure her into diving off this cliff and stuff like that. And she doesn't want to. You know what I mean? She doesn't want to. She starts remembering. That's what anxiety is. She goes through horrible anxiety. She's been going through depression and stuff like that. Her mother does not understand what is going on. She finds I love the aspect that her and Bumblebee shared. I love the relationship that they shared. It reminded me of the story in The Iron Giant. It kind of reminded me of the little boy in The Iron Giant, where he finds the Iron Giant and they become friends and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And she's willing. Charlie is willing to do whatever possible to protect Bumblebee from Sector 8, Sector 7 and stuff like that. And so later we're going to go back a little bit. She meets a guy, if I remember correctly, if I can find him here.
Yep.
Let's see. Let me see. I'm trying to remember what his name is. Memo.
Yeah.
She meets a guy by the name of Memo, Charlie's neighbor, in the movie. Who he's kind of a shy guy. He's kind of a he's kind of a shy dude and stuff like that. What did you think about him, man, in the movie?
Yeah, shy, pretty much, sums it up. I mean, kind of, I wouldn't say nerdy, but kind of a little bit nerdy in there. Not so much.
And I kind of liked him. I kind of liked him.
I did too. I was gonna say, but yeah, I like him too. And you can tell that he really liked her.
Yeah.
And he was kind of ways to talk to her. At first he couldn't, but finally he did.
Yeah.
but I'm really like what you're talking about. What you're talking about, the bonding. Yes, I mean, these two meet each other when she gets his car from the junkyard. That's of course Bumblebee, and when he reveals himself to her, they develop a bond, and that's something that again that touches me because I mean, come on, it's machine and human, and no machine can understand human, like the feelings of humans or stuff like that, you know. Yeah. So the bomb community machine, they take it there in Bumblebee. They really take it to let go with the bonding between her and Bumblebee, Charlie and Bumblebee. The bonding is.
The bad thing though is that Bumblebee in his fight, we're gonna go back and forth between the beginning of the movie and the middle and the ending and all that. I know it's kind of off. The review's kind of off, but if you remember the beginning of the film at the when Bumblebee fought Blitzwing, he ripped his vocal cords out.
He destroyed his vocal. Yeah.
So Bumblebee could not talk.
That's right.
So the cool thing is that Charlie. There's a scene in the movie where she fixes Bumblebee. You know, she kind of sort of he's trying to connect to her through music. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's trying to talk to her through different songs and stuff like that.
And she puts a new radio in him. And that's how he's able to, as you said, communicate through different versions of music. A certain lyric is basically how he would respond. It's like a certain lyric of a song, which I think was kind of cool. In my part, that was kind of cool. That it's a certain lyric, and you get what he was trying to say.
Yeah, you understand the dynamic that they have with each other through music, and then. Towards the end of the film, we get a chance to see Bumblebee is taken away by John Cena's character in Sector 7. And what we come to find out is, and what this guy named Dr. Powell, comes to understand, this is the same guy, the same asshole who this is the same guy who freaking who freaking started this crap to begin with when they took Bumblebee and stuff like that. He finds out that Shatter and Dropkick are not what they say they are. No shit. Of course, they're Decepticons. You can't trust a freaking Decepticon.
Nope.
So he finds out that what their plan is going to be, and their plan is simply that they're going to put something on they're going to put I guess like a bomb or something like that on an antenna. And they're trying he's trying to get into that they're wanting to know where the hell the Decepticons are. I mean the Autobots are.
Yeah.
So the only way to know that is by tearing Bumblebee apart.
Yeah.
So during the movie, Charlie and Memo, they go to find him. They go to find Bumblebee, and they go find him and stuff like that. And then trying to think what else happened. The fight scene between Bumblebee and I believe it was either Shatter or Dropkick. I don't really remember which one is who. The fight scene between either Shatter or Dropkick. I love that fight scene.
Oh yeah.
Um, it reminded me of the old school. Like I said, it reminded me so much of the old school uh, Bumblebee of the old school stuff from back then. You know what I mean? Like the old school Transformers. Um, and I feel like that they did Travis Knight. I think he did better. He did hell of a time. He did hell of a lot better than Michael Bay did. He did hell of a lot better than Michael Bay did, and I think that he did a lot better. He did more better than fucking Michael Bay did. Like I said, you know what I mean. And this movie was better than the Bay Transformers movies. Even though I love those other movies, which other people tend to say, oh, those movies were shit and all that, but whatever. I still think this is the best out of the six. This is out of the six Transformers films that have come out over the years. This is the best out of the six of the live action Transformers movies. And I think me and Dark Knight would agree. This movie deserves a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
This movie deserves a huge 10 out of 10 because of how they pulled together, of how they did everything with the film, of how this movie I love what they did with Bumblebee. I love what they did, how they told the story. Even though there was some bits that kind of didn't make sense in it. It was still a good movie, and I'm not gonna fault the movie. I'm not. I don't believe, in my personal opinion, I don't believe that there's nothing wrong with this damn movie. Yes, maybe pacing was bad, was a little bad. Maybe they kind of jumped the gun a little bit with the pacing issues and stuff like that. But that's really all I can nitpick about with this movie. They got everything right. The G1's Transformers, they got what they look like the right way. Now, if you don't know who Travis Knight is, he is the same guy that worked on Kubo and the Two Strings. He also worked on stuff. He worked on Paranorman. This dude worked on a lot of stuff when he was working for Leica. And he did everything right. He did everything right. How they transform, you get to see how they transform, and it was really, really good movie. And the nostalgia factors in a lot for this movie. That's why me and Dark 9987 gives this a 10 out of 10. And there was one scene that we never got a chance to talk about. It was when, if you can remember, Memo, Charlie, and Bumblebee were gonna get back at that chick for talking trash. They were trying to teach him how to throw toilet paper.
Oh, the ultimate big bag, but yeah.
Yeah, they were trying to teach him how to throw toilet paper, and then they were like he broke eggs, and it was funny as fuck, man. That scene was funny.
It was. I mean, they paid her back because what we were talking about was after she didn't want to dive off the edge there, she was leaving, and they saw that she had her car, and that's when that girl mentioned her dad. So that's what that's what they got her back for by mentioning her father died. So, but yeah, that part was I could not stop laughing. It was just the funniest part I had ever seen. He gets the whole toilet paper thing, he throws it, and he hangs on the car, he starts dancing on the car like a moron, and me and of course I want my older brother to see this. So me and my brother, we were laughing at this scene. And it was one of the funniest things ever. But that just goes to show you that sometimes when you want to be just a low down, pardon my language here, low down bitch.
Yeah.
About somebody's father dying. Well, there you go. Payback is gonna come bite you in the butt, because that was payback to a T.
Yeah, it's like the saying goes, payback's a bitch. And
exactly.
yeah, and then let's talk about the mid-credit scene. Now, I didn't even get a chance to see this. I don't even know if you did either. But there was a mid-credit scene where Bumblebee reunited with Optimus. Now, if you remember the ending of the movie,
Yes.
Bumblebee says goodbye to Charlie. They're overlooking the Golden Gate Bridge, and then Bumblebee turns into a 1977 Camaro, and you can see him driving alongside what looks to be a semi truck that looks like the same colors that Optimus Prime from the G1 series looked like. In the mid-credit scene, Bumblebee reunites with Optimus, and more Autobots enter the Earth atmosphere. And then Charlie, she finishes up the Camaro, the Camaro that her and her father worked on, that car that we saw in her garage during the movie, and she drives off into the sunset. So I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that she comes back.
Yeah.
For another one. I'm kind of hoping that she comes back, because I really love the character of Charlie. Sorry, folks. Just a scam. A bunch of scam assholes trying to call me. But anyway, don't worry about that. But anyway, I thought that she did good. I thought Haley Steinfeld did really good in this movie.
She was.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I thought she did really good. I don't like John Cena. I don't like him because of the WWE stuff. I don't like him. I don't like WWE anymore. I don't ever watch it, period.
Well,
but I can still give him props. I still give him props for what he did. He wasn't necessarily a villain in this movie. He was kind of neutral. He was trying to kind of understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But even though I think that he was an asshole, first of all, because Bumblebee was there trying to save his goddamn team from Blitzwing. But you know, what do you think of the whole movie? What did you think of the whole movie, dude? All in all.
All in all, like I said, I thought the movie was good. A lot of there's some funny comedy parts in there mixed in with action. And of course, like I said before, not big on John Cena, the whole WWE thing. And you'll probably think about my already on it. He's going to be probably do more acting and less wrestling. So
yeah.
But anyway, and yeah, he was more of a in the middle type of guy. I mean, in the beginning, you think he's going to be just a villain throughout the whole film, but of course, toward the end, he finally gets it. I guess understands and lets him go free. But so he's more in the middle kind of guy. Love the action. I mean, seeing all the Autobots and just the battles just brings you back memories of the cartoon.
Old school.
That's what I saw. And like I said, and Haley Steinfeld, she's a great actress. She played the part great. She, of your average American girl, teenager, growing up. Her father died, and trying to recoup with that, and just do what she has to do to live her life, basically. Wake up, going to work, do what she has to do to provide. But other than that, all in all, this movie was great. I did also see that post-credit scene that you talked about. Oh my God, dude! So you never know, that could set up something. If they maybe do something following the Bumblebee film, that would be kind of great to see where it goes from here. So yeah, all in all, to me, I give this movie 2 thumbs up. 10 out of 10. And if you guys haven't seen it, then we will highly recommend it that you go see it and you judge yourself on what you think Bumblebee is. How do you think Bumblebee went? Watch that post-credit scene. What do you think? You be the judge. You go see this. So if you haven't seen it yet, please stop this video and go see it for yourselves. We recommend it.
yeah, I definitely recommend it. I recommend this for a Blu-ray for a Blu-ray. You want to pick it up on Blu-ray, you can go pick it up on Blu-ray. This movie was awesome. This movie, not to give Angry Joe's review a kick in the ass, because me and him are both Texans and stuff like that. But you know what? I think Angry Joe was wrong. That's just my take on the whole thing. He gave this movie a 5. He gave this movie a 3 out of 10, saying that the movie was garbage, that the movie did not make sense, that the girl kept. Those I didn't see any of that. I didn't see anything wrong with this movie. So did Knight didn't see anything wrong with it neither. And
No, me neither.
for I'm not to shit on Angry Joe, which I'm not gonna do, because I don't have time for that crap. I think Angry Joe was wrong. I think Joe was wrong. You know what I mean? I really believe that Joe was fucking wrong. So you go tell him that. You go tell him that I think that he was wrong. So, but yeah, I still felt that this movie was really good. I felt that this movie told a good story. It had the G1 Transformers. I loved the look of it. And and if they make another one, oh yeah, this is gonna be fucking badass.
Yeah.
If they continue this, if they continue it the way Travis Knight, I hope Travis Knight stays on the project for years to come. Because I hope that this looks like this should be, instead of telling the story from Michael Bay's point of view, we should see how Travis Knight does this. We should see how he does it. You know what I mean? Because he told it one hell of a good story.
Well, he did.
And but yeah, I don't want to make this video too longer than it has to be, because I'm gonna have to edit this video. But yeah, let us know in the comments down below what y'all guys thought of Bumblebee. Let us know in the comments down below what exactly did you think of the movie. Did you think it sucked? Did you think, like me and Dark Knight thought, that it was badass? Let us know in the comments section down below. If you like the video, click subscribe and also click the bell. Also click the bell as well. You can find me down below is all my social media stuff. So yeah, if you like what you see here, click the subscribe button. Click subscribe and click the bell. And join me as I get up to 300 subscribers on YouTube. So, yeah, I am Mr. Grimmer 412 with Dark 987, and we will see you all in the afterlife. Peace.